And that's not going to be an issue. So we're going to,
fix the paper.
yeah,
Start
so
preparing
go
it.
back to Zoom. We'll know when we're live in a second. But the thing is, though, I think we're pretty good once, because what happens is I usually, let me see if that happens. Oh, yeah,
Yeah, we
okay, no
just see.
problem. Very good.
Oh, okay.
All right, so we are live on YouTube. Stay tuned, folks, for the book talk show just in a
Yes.
minute. Special guest, Sorce.
Yeah, it's me.
All right, see how the delay is?
Yeah, I saw. I
Yeah,
kind of noticed that right away.
that
It's
just throws
fine.
you off. So we'll go back to over here.
Just a little bit of a delay, not
Yeah,
that much, but we'll be okay.
yeah, be fine. So,
Mhm.
and
Or the computer or the
we're
file.
into the cloud here.
Yeah,
Save
be
space.
better.
Okay. All right. Everybody's Dr. Mike, the host of the Book Talk Show, booktalkshow.com. We're going to have an amazing interview today. We have Sean Sorce in the house.
Y'all.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about Sean Tastical's books, and his stories. So I got to say, you're not only a writer,
Mhm.
but you're also a welder. So we'll start there, and then we'll talk about your your writing and get into the books, and we'll show everybody what you got going.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a welder. Actually, in fact, I'm a laser weld operator at Fisher Bondon, accurate specialist. I've been there for like almost 8 months. Been doing very well over there, and I feel like this is the right track wanna be in my career. But I do love writing a lot out the side, so I'm actually going back to writing more of my prequel novel to my fantasy series. So I've been very excited. And my next book is coming up June for my collection of short stories. So things are going very well in
Oh, that's
aspects of
fantastic.
things.
Yeah, so Sean welds on the weekdays and writes part-time whenever he gets to it.
Yeah.
And he's been successful. So it tells you part-time writing, you actually can produce and publish.
Yeah.
And well, I guess what we're here, by the way, live at Martha Merrill's bookstore. This is part of the Art Crawl Saturday,
Hmm.
and May 2nd, the day after May Day. And here we are. So, Sean, this is kind of a privileged thing because it's rare you make a public appearance.
Yes.
And are you ready to talk about your books and your stories and everything?
Most certainly.
And here
Let's
we
get it
are
going.
on the booktalkshow.com. All right, here we go. So let's start with Sean Tastical Fantasy. So what is that about? So Sean
Yeah.
Tastical?
So enter the world of euphonia where magic is limited only to those who imagine of how it used to be. Journey through the first saga as we and the audience will go through the stories of the heroes who were not made, but also born as well. In this saga, we will be going through the age of Galard. Who's Galard, you may ask? He is an evil tyrant who calls himself the Dark Wizard, a powerful being who's egotistic and self-centered that anyone who has ever met him despises him. Who will stop him and how will he be defeated? Only one way to find out, and that is start by reading some of the entries into the series of Resident stories.
Yes, let's talk about the Original Stories Book
Yes,
3, which is your latest book, your last
yes.
book.
This baby came out 2025 of summer, and it is basically a continuation of the series. And this is when there's going to be a second mage war by the Dark Wizard Galard himself. This is book 3 out of the 5. I am working on book 4 currently, and it should be out by next year. So this book series is coming every odd year at the moment. And behind me, if you guys haven't seen, I also have my star chart there. So I have a whole bunch of books lined up for the next coming years.
Quite amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you're just tuning in, you're listening to the Book Talk Show, booktalkshow.com, and our guest author today is Sean Sorce. So, all right, so I get it. So
Mhm.
Sean Tastical Fantasy, you enter this mystical world of euphonia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. You got it.
Yeah. So magic is limited to only those who imagine how to use it. So
Mhm.
what do most people who enter use it for? imagine to be a variety, especially with your short stories.
Mhm.
But just give me a quick overview, like what can someone expect?
I'll expect a lot of like hearts, drives and ambitions, dreams, because I've had those. Also I have experience in loss and heartbreak and despair. So that's also in there. So a lot of like, relatable stuff when it comes to fantasy and even the connections too. So a lot of my works is this, oh, how am I going to be connected to these guys or these characters? It is because through, the relatable stuff that comes to Wishing.
Right, right. So I guess people might be curious right off the bat, and they go, "Oh, well, yeah, that's the dude, man." So, what? uh, Give us a website and something. And of course, if you're just tuning
Yes.
in later to booktalkshow.com, we'll provide a link. But
Right.
otherwise,
Yeah. So on Facebook, I am Sean Tassico Books and Stories right off the gate. As for my YouTube channel, it is basically my gamer tag, which is Source, like quite literally Source, like source of connections and all that. Source, then underscore achieved. The source and the S and the A are capitalized. So
they're going to follow that, Sean. It's like, yeah, okay. But anyway, we'll provide a link
yeah, we
as
will.
well. Yeah, is there another website or other things for the book
Um,
itself? Or and of course, if you are in Waukesha,
yes,
Wisconsin, right now,
yeah,
let me put that echo up. If you are in Waukesha, then you can come by Merrill's bookstore and purchase it right here.
yeah,
And we
yeah,
have some music in the background too. So
yeah.
this is a fantastic.
It is. I love this price. This is my go-to local bookstore. So
I just
oh,
wish Waukesha had more of a population where people would appreciate the arts every day. And this would be a coffee shop and a hangout space,
yep.
even though we have a number of coffee shops in the area. All right. And again, if you're just tuning in, this is a program sponsored by the podcast channel, podcastchannel.com, where you can host your own podcast as well. All right. That's our little spot and
Yeah.
introduction. So, what inspired you to write? I mean, it's really, by the way, what number book is that?
That is this book here. Maybe get this out. This is actually book number 5. I've been writing this book series. Basically, I've been writing since 2018, but my first book came out 2021. So
Uh,
it's been quite a bit.
well, it's pretty remarkable given that period of time.
Yeah.
I mean, geez.
But what inspired me to write is when I was little, I used to just write like short stories like of my favorite character, either be about Pluto, Mickey Mouse's dog, or Stitch, or some kind of random uh, character. And I just make these short stories and I give it to my grandpa. And he would say, "Oh, this is pretty good." He gives me his critiques and stuff. And then when he passed away in 2026, there was a part of my life that I didn't write at all. I would write when I needed to do it for schooling and stuff.
Yeah.
But then I was at like 25. I was watching both The Labyrinth and The Never Ending Story back to back on my 25th birthday. And I was like, what's to stop me not to make that? What's to stop me not to actually write
And
that?
that's what you thought. You just
And
said, do you have a clear thought mind?
yes, I was
Wasn't
like, I'm 25. I have a career. I should just write. And I just took bullet points and start from there. And now we're here and book 5 going on 6. So yeah.
that's amazing too. And hold up the book one more time. Folks, this
Yeah.
is a beautiful hard copy book. Look how thick this is.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is, some detail and quality paper here too.
Yeah, I actually self-publish through Amazon and KDP. So
Okay.
I that way I don't have like, any deadline or anything that's hovering me. I can actually just go off the bat and, wait whenever I want.
We should we'll put a link to the
Yes.
book too, so guys can go order it as well.
Yes.
Um, so were you even as a kid always into fantasy and
Oh yeah. Yeah, I was really into fantasy. In fact, C.S. Lewis, the author of the Chronicles of Narnia, actually really inspired me on that drive, and especially the movie that came out the year before my grandpa passed. So it was a crazy year. I know he lost my grandpa, but I also watched that movie and just like I felt like connected to that movie with my grandpa as well with my imagination. I just needed I has always been a fan of fantasy since I was little.
and is he in the stories in some capacity?
My grandpa actually there's some characteristics of different people that I know in my life. There might be some of his characteristics in the certain characters, but the very first book, my Blacksmith's Nephew, which is the first book to this series, that was dedicated to him first, because I always felt like he was there when I was, on my worst and my best, and especially with my writing. So
Yeah.
I felt probably should get the book dedicated to him, especially my first one.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
And I imagine, anyone who has gone through the experience of publishing is probably can relate to the experience, even though we're males, of giving birth, because it's a project, a part of you that you're presenting, and family and friends may or may not appreciate it because, well, one, will they read it? And two, they're probably not really able to really appreciate
Yeah.
what it is that you're accomplishing or looking at doing. So this is part of what I ask authors when they come on the book talk show. So again, you're listening to booktalkshow.com, and we're speaking with accomplished author Sean Sorce, who's uh, now coming up with his fourth on the Riznell stories. So, um, you know, he gives me questions. He goes, yeah, be sure to ask if you were any animal in the world, which will you like to be
That is a
and
good
why?
question that I did establish. For those who do know, I am a big fan of otters. Otters are big into my life. Ever since I started into watching One Piece a while back in COVID times, I got into pirates and stuff, and then I thought about otters for some reason, and I'm like, oh. Otters are great because they're great swimmers and they're very social, like some pirates. And in my sequel, the second book to my Western Nail stories, I actually had that inspiration of having pirates and otters into that. So I actually love otters. I feel like more connected to otters than anything. So yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty fascinating creatures. They like to play and
Hmm.
they're good swimmers, but they don't build dams like beavers, though, do they?
They don't build dams, but
They don't
they
even give a damn, actually.
they don't. They're like a honey badger.
Wow.
But
But
I
you want to piss off a honey badger.
yeah, no. At all. And you don't want to piss off even the otter either. So
But they're pretty hard to piss off, aren't they?
they're not. They're
No,
cute and colorful, even though the same.
what was there was a story recently was somewhere I forget California where this otter was attacking this boat. This one particular boat was kind of
Mhm.
like coming out.
I think I saw that article too. I think I know what you're talking about. I think Almond and me, who's not here, he's actually at my booth right now. Almond and I do another time, which is basically otter, but with the
Is that like a backhand?
parentheses. It's like a artifacts kind
Oh,
of story blog and everything I
we've
do.
got a president who talks about the art of facts,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
so, well, so it's fun to talk about all these different ideas here. So one thing
yeah.
though is that I noticed, in particular about your style and the way you approach writing is that with the Sean Taskell collections, you're kind of relating to an audience or readership that people who maybe feel like the world is against them
Yes.
or there's no one to relate.
Yeah.
So then this collection would find some ambiance to relate to the reader. Let's show again the book because with these live streams, people always pop on and go, well, "What book you talking about?"
Yeah. So this is not a short story collection, but this you can relate to, like especially this character Prince Gabriel. He's he's going through the wiener. Basically, he came up as a prince already, and apparently his country is going through a civil war, and it's not looking good. And there's also an upcoming war from the Dark Wizard, who's bringing a second mage war into the country. So it's like now he's got has to switch, try to go from one war to the next to try to simulate and dissolve the first war before it gets any further in. So
I see. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I just noticed too that you got a little bit of the light shade coming in on your forehead. I did too.
Yes.
So, folks, that's just the sun coming in.
Yeah.
I could turn it around just really quick so you
Just a
guys can
little
get a
bit,
sense
but
of this is the
yeah.
bookstore we're in.
It's a lovely bookstore.
Yeah, our
Huge.
bookstore opened in 1923, I think.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
not here, but in Racine, that
Way.
came up, and but they kept the name going, even
Yep.
though I would have renamed it because who's Merrill? People come in asking, it's like, well, we'll tell you where the gravestone is.
Yeah. Great owners of this great bookstore.
Yeah, that's
Very
right.
good.
Um, so how do you balance your lifestyle welding writing? I mean, that's got to be a question on people's minds.
Yeah,
I mean, I think of the stories like going like I know welding be more like this, not the
right.
yeah, yeah.
The,
I got
so
your fat.
basically, so
Should bring that next time we do this
I
here.
should, yeah, give me ideas here. So,
One of
how
your
I do it,
characters, the welder.
I mean, I do got a couple of welders in my stories. Basically, how I do is I do like a two chapters a day of when I go into it. And
What's
then
your time of writing in for if you
um
lunch break? Is that
yeah, usually lunch break, and then when I if I didn't finish the two chapters, I just do it right away so that way I don't forget later down. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to do that. So I have a timely schedule, and then by the time I'm done with a draft, like I just do a draft like a month or two. I go on to the next thing, which is basically look at other people's books and get inspiration for that, while also writing like short stories. So I give myself like, oh, it was read five books and then write five short stories or more than that. If like this recent year alone, I pull in like 10 short stories at a time
my
because I
God,
had so much material and creativity going on with me.
the man is insane.
So I'm just like, I'm always constantly on the wall. I'm like, oh, I got this idea. I need to write this down
Well, that's
and
good
I
though.
need to go
You
out
see,
there.
that's discipline to write it down. So
Yeah.
obviously the question is, do you ever get writer's block, and how do you overcome it if you do?
Yeah, I've been asked that, and thankfully, knock on wood, I have never gotten it for the
We're,
past. Yeah, yeah, I have never got
we could
one
mark
for a
it. We could
while.
mark a knock on wood. That would be actually
Right,
blessed
Larry.
wood.
Yeah,
And they
best
would
word.
sell
Yeah,
along with your book if you buy the whole collection before. Maybe wait to get to your fifth.
it'd be everyone's good luck charm for those who don't want to get wireless plug. But yeah, I have thankfully never got wireless plug because I'm always constantly writing things down. And then with these short stories, I should say I go on this site called Wednesday. Is
What's it
basically
called?
Wednesday, spelled
Oh,
Reedsy.
right.
It's basically from the UK, but you can publish stuff online, and they give you these props and stuff
Can you
and
monetize it at all? Can
monetize.
you monetize it? Can you like get money? People sign up for a newsletter or clicks to reads on
I mean, that
ads.
you can actually get a professional to help you out and stuff, but usually I don't need that basically that I just need to get inspiration from those props that's right there, and I can use that for my short story. So that way, oh, I got this idea for say hillbilly, befriends a British guy, and they just have to come in terms that they are different people, but they can be best friends.
All hillbillies were once British guys. That's how they got that accent.
Yeah.
So, I mean, a long history of things. I'm joking, of course. Hillbilly elegy, reborn. Um, yes, I mean that's pretty fantastical in the really in the bigger scheme of things.
hmm
So do you have a blog page as well as can share?
Yes, and that is same is basically my Facebook. Well, actually, I was having a Facebook, but unfortunately, Facebook was having this like limited storage on if you have like a published live thing, it's going to take it down like 30 days later. And so I'm like, okay, maybe transition to YouTube because I have a YouTube and I love watching YouTube. So I'm like, so now I'm a YouTube blogger. So it's the same tagline as I said before, which we will get through the description.
All right. So in case you're just tuning in, wondering what's going on, you're watching the Book Talk Show, booktalkshow.com. And our guest today is the Sean Tastical book author, Sean Sorce, live in person.
hmm
And show everyone
Yeah, I
what we're
showed them.
talking about. And so number four is coming out in a month, I guess. And this is the last of the series that came out last year. And order it, buy it.
Yeah,
Well, is there anything else
please
that
do.
we should add or just talk about in particular that people should know about your style of writing, particularly in the Shantastical fantasy world?
Yeah, just be sure to subscribe both on my blog channel on either Facebook or YouTube. I do have an upcoming event in Whitewater called the Whitewater Story Telling Festival, which is on May 30th, I believe. Yeah, May 30th on the Saturday. I'll be there all day. I'll be there with my pet otter. Um, and we will be probably having a live show there, but we will also be selling books and meeting new people and seeing. other people that we've come across to because we have big connections
Oh, that's
down
really
there.
fantastic. So we'll provide links below, booktalkshow.com, and where you can access Sean's information, when you get in contact with him. Will you do autographed copies if people order?
Almost definitely, they're free, and I also give free bookmarks for
Oh,
those who buy
the
my.
the autograph is free, but not the book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
They're free, folks. Get them
yeah,
all you can,
yeah,
Well, fantastic. And again,
yeah,
our author today, Sean Sorce.
yeah. Thanks for
And
having me.
yeah, it was really fun, fun interview. And if you happen to be in Waukesha watching this live stream, just come over to the bookstore right now because he's here. He's signing, and he's got a table outside where it's not quite spring yet
Yeah,
for May 2nd. All right,
yeah.
here we are in book.